Hello agents, Michael Harrington here with Ameripro Funding. Today's date is April 9th. As you know, we're in a seller's market, and I just want to tell you about a recent situation that happened. I've been advising all my realtors before the weekend to make sure to tell me that it's time to make a phone call to a listing agent prior to submitting a contract offer this weekend, or any weekend for that matter. And let me tell you how important that is. I actually called a listing agent yesterday. I had a great conversation with this listing agent about my buyer. I did nothing but talk my buyer up and why he should go with my buyer. I was so pro my buyer that he actually said, him and his seller actually said no to a cash offer and said yes to my buyer, and we've got a verbal agreement. How important is it for the lender to make a phone call before you make the offer? Imagine, if you will, a lender making a call and talking about your buyer's credit, and again, information that's permissibly released by the buyer. They give us permission to release that information. They've given us that permission. We can release the information as long as we have the permission. But we release that information to the listing agent a little bit more specific than just a pre-approval letter, which they get 4 or 5 of those, and sometimes they don't even read them. So imagine, if you will, the offer comes across, the approval letter comes across, and as you're making that offer, that lender calls the listing agent and talks about the buyer and gives more of a personality to that buyer, gives more of a solution of how that buyer is going to be a better fit for that house or that seller than maybe the other ones that are sitting on his table. Gives a face to it. So make sure your lender, if you're not using me, that's fine, but make sure your lender is calling ahead of time before you make that offer this weekend. Make sure your lender's available on the weekends to make those phone calls. We all know what kind of market we're in, so if your lender's not reacting to that, that's their fault. They need to be ready on the weekends to make those phone calls to the listing agent. I don't care if they've got a baby in their arms or out on a park or whatever. They got to make those calls, and they got to tell people how amazing your buyers are. Again, call me if you have any questions, 832-771-7295. Michael Harrington with Ameripro Funding.